Hello everyone, my name is Leanne Lutz. I'm the Artistic Director of FLATFOOT Dance Company. I'd like to welcome you and to say thank you for joining us for this remarkable project that we've been doing over the last maybe 9 months. As all of you know, COVID has really challenged the way in which artists have had to work, and so we've had to think out of the box to create a way of keeping our community engagement work alive and thriving, because not only have we felt isolated from one another, but the work that FLATFOOT's been doing in the townships and the communities in which we work, those kids have also been without the teaching that we usually deliver. So we've come up with this extraordinary project called SIYAJAIVA, Keep Moving, which is really a WhatsApp project where we created 3 short solos of under a minute, and we made it possible to send it to the kids who had smartphones and a little bit of data so that they could learn through the WhatsApp and then recreate the solos with a little bit of their own flavor at the end and then send it back to us. And so what you're going to see is an amalgamation of these extraordinary solos that have been sent to us from all of our spaces. In some instances, of course, we worked with Zoom, and in some spaces, of course, there were kids who didn't have smartphones and there was no data. And in those instances, we traveled back to the communities that we worked in and went and taught the kids, sometimes one-on-one because we wanted to honor social distancing, and sometimes with a smaller group of people. So it's been an interesting journey of reigniting our community engagement work through the digital space, but also of making sure that the kids that we've been working with for the last sort of 23 years are still somehow connected to FLATFOOT Dance Company and to the work that we do. We're also excited because some of our friends from all over the world have also taken up the challenge. So we'd like to thank someone like Patricia from Holland, from the Netherlands, who's done the project with us. Ex-dancers like Tobile Mapanga has done the project. It's also included our Downy Dance project. So we're really excited that this is something that has had a life beyond just the borders of South Africa. The project was aimed at, as I said before, encouraging the idea of movement and of us keeping moving, because also lockdown has forced us to be quite sedentary. We were quite worried that the kids were kind of sitting and not having enough space to play and be joyful. And the project really began for me with an introduction to this beautiful track of music created by Veranda Panda by Liam and Jane. And it's a beautiful piece of music that they themselves created at a time where they also needed to galvanize themselves out of the dark spaces that COVID sometimes has left us in. And the work samples the 1960 speech by Martin Luther King about moving towards the mountain. And we resonated with it. We felt that this was the most wonderful message of joy, of movement, of positivity, of moving towards a sense of community. And so this SIYAJAIVA Keep Moving project honors the work and the music of Veranda Panda, but also it honors and kind of re-celebrates this notion of community with all these beautiful kids that we've been working with. And I'd like to really thank FLATFOOT Dance Company for the time and effort that they've put into this project. I'd like to thank all the kids who participated. There was such joy and such fun. And finally, of course, to also thank the 2 organizations that have made this possible through funding, and that is, of course, SIYAJAIVA, Corporate Social Investment. SIYAJAIVA have been a partner with FLATFOOT for many, many years, and it's through them and their financial support and kindness that FLATFOOT has been able to deliver, literally for the last 10 years, the extraordinary community work that we've been doing. And this year, we'd like to also thank the Durban University of Technology for their support of this project, and particularly in helping us to support the eZaKhaleni youth community in Umlazi. So sit back and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful work. And it's just really a joyful culmination of this last 9 months of working in a digital space. Enjoy.
My name is Jabusi Piga from FLATFOOT Dance Company. I'm here as a dancer, a choreographer, and also a dance project manager. Yes, we created this platform called SIYAJAIVA project because we thought of our learners that we were teaching them before. We're still teaching them, we're not teaching them anymore, but that we're teaching them before the COVID lockdown happened, because we had to shut down everything. So we thought about them because we, as well as senior dancers, we had to go and stay home. So we were doing like small projects over via Zoom. So we thought about them as well. Let's just create something for them so that they can also keep moving while they at home. So we created this platform called SIYAJAIVA for them because it was so simple and so easy and less data as well because we had to send them via WhatsApps. So we thought about let's create like 3 different solos like 1 minute solo so that it won't like use so much data. But to those who didn't have data as well, we did manage to send them like a data so then they can give us back what they've learned. So as we were doing it, we try so hard to see how many people do have data, how many people do have access in the internet. So some of them, they didn't have access in the internet, so we had to go to visit them in their homes to teach them there. And then after that, we left them to learn it on their own, and then we went back to take videos for them. Some of them, they did have access to the internet but no data, so we were asking like one person to maybe borrow them a laptop so we can do a Zoom with them. So we were teaching them via Zoom. Yeah, we managed to do that, and then I think they were so happy as well because they were doing something that they like, something that they used to, because they will keep asking us, when are we opening again? So we didn't have any answers, as you knew. We were waiting to hear from our government to when are we easing things. So yeah, I think it was a successful project. Yeah.
Hi, this is Liam and Jane from Veranda Panda, and we are the creators of the track Keep Moving. I had to go back and read the Instagram caption that I wrote at the time when we released it, because I think we all realize that we've been living in a time where everything changes so quickly, week to week, month to month. So I just needed a refresher about where my mind was at, and it actually was very helpful, because in the Instagram caption, I remember I wrote about all the terrible things that have happened to us in the 10 years of Veranda Panda. We've had some really, really dark times, not just on a personal note, but also with the music. You know, some gigs are really tough. People take music incredibly personally.
Very, very seriously.
And they get offended if they don't like your music. So we've had some pretty awful experiences, but obviously that's been coupled with some amazing experiences. And what's typical of sometimes the human condition is to only remember bad things. And we need to remember how many good things have happened to us, how many fantastic concerts we've had, how many wonderful experiences we've had through music, and try and just forget about the bad things, because that's what life is about, really.
Absolutely. And just try to keep moving with the expectation that bad things aren't around the corner. There could just be amazing things waiting to happen. So just trying to expect the best.
Yes, we actually heard that the other day. And someone said, stop expecting the worst and try and expect the best. You never know what could happen. And I mean, obviously the message Keep Moving was very self-explanatory at the time. I think we were all still kind of in the honeymoon period of the lockdown, whereas now we're in the dark ages.
Absolutely.
So I guess the message is stronger now than ever. You have to keep reminding yourself to keep going. And we've had a lot of moments like that this year.
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks at a time where it's been very dark and there's been almost no hope.
Yeah.
But it always comes around, because you do have to keep moving. And I listened to the song again for the first time in a while, and it's very positive. The energy of it is very driving. So it was good to be reminded of it and the messaging. And what's more wonderful, and I don't know if it's relevant to this message, is that the song has lived now beyond what we've done with it. It's moved into another artistic space and inspired other people to do stuff. And I don't think there is any greater compliment.
Absolutely.
I'd rather have that than a playlisting on some rubbish radio station. It's just, I mean it. It means so much more to have other artists who we respect doing something with it. So thank you for
Absolutely.
that.
Thank you.
I spoke a lot.
That's great. You speak very well. I think he actually studied drama.
Thanks, guys. Keep moving.
Keep moving.
Hello, everybody. My name is Anusha Sucharan from the Durban University of Technology, and it gives me great pleasure to acknowledge a few important individuals and organizations that made this endeavor possible. This work emerges from old connections and new connections, informal and formal networks. And so I'd like to give thanks to the director of the FLATFOOT Dance Company, Leanne Lutz, the chair of the ESO community organization from Umlazi, and finally the DUT Research Office for providing some of the funding that made this work possible. I thank you all and congratulations on a fantastic piece of work. So sit back and enjoy this wonderful piece you're about to watch.
Life for none of us has been a crystal stair, but we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't walk, crawl, but by all means, keep moving. A commitment to the eternal principles of beauty, love, and justice. Well, life for none of us has been a crystal stair, but we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't walk, crawl, but by all means, keep moving. commitment to the eternal principles of beauty, love, and justice. Well, life for none of us has been a crystal stair, but we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't walk, crawl, but by all means, keep moving.